for us to do because, okay. All right.
I'm sure we're not the first ones to do that.
Okay, so, podcast 101.
Hit record.
Okay, because everything we just did, we didn't get captured, okay? But that was only 10 minutes. Thank God we realized it now as opposed to 45 minutes from now. So we're going to give you, let's get it going. All right. Welcome to Reasonably Shady. It's your girl Gizelle Bryant here.
What's up? And I'm Robyn Dixon. Thank you for joining us.
Guys, this is our second episode. Thank you so much for coming back because hopefully you listened to the first one and now you are back listening to us again. Just want you to know that we are two girlfriends who love each other. And so this podcast is all about you hearing what girlfriends talk about. So we're going to be talking about everything from, up and down and through. We're going to talk about everything. And we're also going to allow at some point for our listeners to ask us questions. We'll be able to give advice. So today is going to be a good day because we're talking about relationships.
We love talking about relationships.
Yes, we do. Yes, we do. But we always want to start our Reasonably Shady podcast off with a little icebreaker. So, it's our Reasonably Shady moment of the week.
Okay.
Robyn, you want to go first?
Yes. So my Reasonably Shady moment of the week goes to myself. It's nothing major. But I came back from a trip a number of days ago. And I still have not unpacked my suitcases. And so now I'm just pulling stuff out of my suitcases to get dressed.
Okay.
And I just feel like that, and I'm going to be honest, I had time to unpack my stuff.
Okay.
But I'm making life more difficult for myself right now.
So you do realize this podcast is called Reasonably Shady and not procrastination.
I mean, but I look at it like, okay, I'm reasonable because a lot of people do this. Right?
True.
A lot of people go on trips.
True.
And they come back and they let their suitcases sit. And I'm shady because it's just, that's not productive.
Okay. So I'm going to just say that this was a 3-day trip. I saw your luggage. You had 2 big old bags of luggage. And so that was actually reasonable because you had to put everything in, right?
Yes.
Shady because I'm shading you because we were only gone for 3 days.
Yes, we were going for 3 days. So now I have like half of my wardrobe in my luggage. So.
All right. So I was actually on this trip and my Reasonably Shady moment of the week is, I have some friends and I decided to check in on one of my girlfriends because she's, kind of been going through a lot. And I realized that checking in on her and being a good friend to her in a very reasonable way, because guys, understand, Gizelle is typically not reasonable. She's typically always shady. So I checked in on her, but she decided that me checking in on her was just shady. And it wasn't, Robyn.
Okay. I understand where you're coming from.
Yes.
But I can understand as well a person's perspective when they hear something negative.
Right.
They just hold on to the negative part.
Right.
And they don't hear anything else that was being said. And so all they heard was negative, not hearing, I care about you, I'm checking in on you,
right,
blah, blah, blah.
Right. Well, I just want to say, moving forward, in a relationship with girlfriends, you should be able to talk about the good, the bad, and the ugly, okay? And it not necessarily always be thrown under the caveat of Gizelle's being shady, okay? I will let you know when I'm being shady. I was not being shady in this particular case. So, Robyn, I'm so excited because I love talking about relationships. It's one of my favorite things. And this is called breakup or makeup, okay?
Yes, I know a little bit about that.
You do. And can you start first?
I can, yes. So, we're definitely going to go down the list of just in general, statistics, talking about what percentage of men cheat. We're going to get into finances, with deal breakers. But I think it's good for us to start with our personal
stories,
experiences.
Yes, I agree.
So, look, if we were just going to talk about my relationship, I could be here. This is like probably 2 podcast episodes you need to talk about my relationship. And I say that because it started in 1996. So
okay, and that was 1996. You were, and this is 2021. I can't count, but let's just say that's a long damn time.
To 206 to 2016. That's 20.
Carry the wine.
25. Yes.
Yeah.
25 years.
Woo! 25 years with one dude.
One person. Yes. Yes. A saga. 25 years.
And a prominent man at that.
Yes. So my boyfriend, fiance, husband, ex-husband, fiance, he's been all those titles. He was an athlete. We met in high school. He was an athlete. He ended up playing college basketball, so he was a college athlete. And his life, it was already, when you're an athlete, the lights are bright and the attention is on you, and you have all the attention in the world. And I was there with him because he had big dreams to make it to the NBA.
Okay.
So in high school and in college, I was in the gym with him. You know how they say you weren't there shooting in the gym? Yeah, I was in there shooting in the gym. I was in there.
Robyn, why were you in there? Were you just making sure he was in the gym?
No, I was helping him. I was rebounding. I was playing defense. He said, I want to get shots up. I need somebody to rebound.
Robyn put on her tennis shoes, people.
Oh, yeah.
She was in the gym with him.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. So I was in the gym shooting with Juan while he was trying to achieve his dreams to make it to the NBA.
Okay.
So once he made it to the NBA.
Here come the thoughts, here come the hoes, here come the strumpets, here come the scallywags, here come the gold diggers.
Yes.
I'm done.
Are you okay?
I'm done. I'm finished.
Okay. Okay. So once he made it to the NBA,
Okay, so
the power washer.
Okay. If at any point y'all hear noise, it's my construction. Yes, there's a lot of construction going on at my house. Let's continue on.
Okay. I mean, there's all types of noises: construction, power washing. It's a lot going on in here. But
yes,
that's good. It's life.
Yes.
Okay, so NBA, he made it to the NBA. We were, like I said, we were together since high school, and I was in the gym shooting with him, and I helped him with his schoolwork, and I helped him, achieve his dreams, and I was there to see him make it to the NBA. And then he got to the NBA, and all hell broke loose. And yes.
Dum dum dum.
Yes. Don't you know where this story is going, right?
Yes, I think everybody's very clear.
Don't we know where the story is going? So, it was for me, because I was young and I was dumb and I felt like I had some sort of, I helped him get to where he was. I almost didn't want to accept any type of, cheating, suspicions or accusations. And so for me, it was like, I'm not walking away from this and letting some, as Gizelle calls them, scallywag, come and take my place who didn't put the work in.
So you turned a blind eye.
I would say I did not seek, I didn't look for, I didn't look at the signs.
Okay.
I didn't harp on them. I wasn't digging for information.
Okay.
I guess that's turning a blind eye.
Yeah. And that's actually new. I've known you for a long time. That's like new information.
Yeah.
Yeah. That I'm finding out about you.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's yes, we got a divorce, and it was because of, just because of infidelity, but it wasn't one instance that just set it off, and I was like, oh, I'm leaving because I found out you cheated with Mary. No, it was
right.
It was okay, I'm done with this. This is enough.
Yes.
And that happened, and I think for me, we started dating when we were very young. So that mentality was just, I chalked that up to being young and dumb, and like I said, attracted to being with an NBA player that I helped, in my opinion, in my mind. I was there. I helped him achieve his dreams because no one believed in him.
So I have a question.
Yeah.
So did you, at that point, you're an NBA wife.
Yeah.
Did you fall in love with being an NBA wife?
It became part of, I would say it became a part of my identity.
Okay.
Because when you are an NBA wife, you don't really have an opportunity to, to have your own job because we travel so much.
Right.
Because we move from city to city. So it'd be hard to have a career or a job. So our lives revolved around being, following our husband from city to city.
Right.
So we would, live in a certain city for, during the season, and then we move back to our hometown, and then you're moving again. So since our lives revolve around, and you're going to the games, and you're watching the games. Since our lives revolve around that, it becomes your identity.
So would you connect that to your self-value and worth at the time was connected to who you were married to, the status that gave you, the access that gave you?
Yeah, for sure. For sure. And not that I needed it, because I was always, I come from good stock. So I didn't need any, an NBA player to make me feel worthy.
Right.
But it's a different life that you live, and you kind of enjoy it, It's I know the life that my friends were living, and I know the life that I was living.
Your friends was broke. Brokety broke.
But what's interesting is my friends, they were spending time grinding, going to school, going to medical school or law school or business school.
Mm-hmm.
And now, it got to a point where when my marriage ended or when Juan's career was over, we're back to square one. We're starting at zero.
Yes.
And my friends are established.
Ooh.
They're well into their career. They're, buying their big houses and cars. You know what I mean? So it's just like, what do you want? Do you want that instant gratification, which is what, we had,
right,
on that lifestyle, or do you want to like grind and work for it?
Right.
So, look, there's a whole bunch of topics we can explore here, but my experience is a little different than most people's experience, because we were married, we started dating when we were in high school, we got married, we got divorced, and then after the divorce, Juan came back home and moved back in. We were kind of like at a rock bottom place, professionally, financially, and we decided to like pool our resources together and just help each other get to a better place for the sake of ourselves and our kids.
Yeah.
And at some point, we rekindled our relationship.
Oh, they rekindled the flame.
Yes. But going through that experience, and I can't say like, I had some tough moments where, you cry yourself to sleep and you're, just, oh my God, what do I do next? Early in the relationship, at some point I said to myself, I'm never, and I say this, I'm never letting a man make me cry again.
Robyn, that's not realistic.
Why not?
Because you might cry because you look at him and you realize how much you love him.
No. I mean, cry in a way of like, Exactly.
Okay.
I'm not letting a man make me cry because of a breakup or because of infidelity, whatever it is. So it's like, if you want to break up, if you want to cheat on me, okay, bye, I'm done.
Bye, I'm done. Moving on. Okay.
All
right. So we're gonna get back to that. We're gonna put a pin in that.
Yeah.
And so I can give you a little bit of my backstory, which if you've ever Googled me, you've already read. But anyway, it's kind of similar. I met Jamal when he was starting his career, which was him being a mega pastor and, pastor of a mega church, I should say. So I was that girl, kind of like you, Robyn. I was there making sure that I was handing out flyers in the streets of Baltimore so that at night, at clubs, when people were coming out, so that, people would know that he was about to launch, or not launch a church, but like open a church.
Yeah.
I was the girl at the meetings in the beginning. It was like him and like 20 of us.
Wow.
I was the one in the beginning when he didn't have a church, and I would go with him to go preach at another church. I would see that there'd be about 30 people that would follow him around to any church between DC, Maryland, and Virginia, because they just love to hear him preach.
Right.
And then when we would go out of town, I'd be like, wow, like you really just have a following. And he didn't want to start his own church.
Right.
He was like, he was kind of scared of failure. He was kind of feeling like, if he does open up a church, are people going to come? Are they going to come consistently? I mean, it's really a leap of faith.
Yeah.
So, I was that girl from day one. He was broke, and I believed in his vision, and I believed in his dream. And, my mother always says, because I always say, I believed in Jamal's vision, and she's like, well, you must have had magnifying glasses, because when I met him, I did not think that was going to happen.
She did see it.
Yes. So, long story short, there was clearly infidelity, and we got a divorce. So Robyn has turned, there we go. So when we got together, you're turning me down so I can hear myself.
I'm turning you down? Okay.
Yes.
I'm trying to figure out why you're it's up.
It's
up
here.
This up here that we have to change.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
Okay.
Because he said your level shouldn't be like our level shouldn't get up to the top.
Okay.
That's all right.
All right. So Robyn's doing technical support as I tell my story. So there was infidelity. We got a divorce, and my feeling about marriage and relationships has always been, a relationship does not define me. A relationship is not attached to my self-worth, my self-value, who and what I am. I am not less than who I am if I'm not in a relationship. And I think that sometimes, especially when you are younger, girls, teenagers, young ladies, as they're trying to find themselves, they get caught up in having to be attached to a man.
Right, like I said.
Right. And don't get me wrong, I was the first lady of a mega church, and that there comes with a lot of perks. Right. That comes with, private planes. That comes with shopping sprees. It comes with, I had a title. Mm-hmm. I was no longer Gizelle. I had a title. I was first lady. So, that was all nice, but that was never anything that I was seeking to get off of a relationship. You know what I mean? It just happened.
It happened.
Yes.
Yeah. And you grew into it.
And I grew into it. And, when we were getting divorced, I'm going to be honest, just like you, Robyn, I thought about, okay, if I divorce him, all of that other stuff goes away. And am I okay with it? And yeah, I was okay with it, of course. But I decided, as far as infidelity is concerned, that if it's a one-night thing, meaning you went to Vegas and you lost your mind and you slept with Mary, right. Or you went to a bachelor party and all of a sudden the strippers came in and you lost your mind, okay, cool, we can get through that.
Yeah.
But if this is a lifestyle, if this is how you want to live your life as a married man, right. I'm just not signing up for it, because I feel like, and you can call it selfish if you want, how I feel about me, my values, what I want for my life will always be more important than how I feel about a relationship.
Right.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, for sure.
And a lot of people feel like that's selfish.
No. I think that comes with age. I think it comes with wisdom. I think it's like you figure out, because the man is doing what he wants for himself.
Yes.
So why not you do what you want for yourself?
Right. True. So, to be totally transparent for everybody, we then got back together 12 years after I got a divorce. And you know what? We have 3 kids. He's been in my life for 20 some years. We're the best of friends. We do love each other, obviously. And we got back together. We got back together with the intention of bringing our family back together and making it work, right. Because we do love each other.
Right.
However, he lives in freaking Atlanta, y'all, and I live in Maryland, and a long-distance relationship in the pandemic ain't gonna work.
Right.
And when we couldn't see each other, I gotta be honest, I was kind of happy being free. Yeah. And I was kind of happy.
To cook toast for people.
No, I didn't have to make peanut butter and jelly sandwiches because that's what he likes. I didn't have to talk about what we're gonna watch on TV because I was just gonna watch what I want to watch. And it's kind of like I have to know who I am, and Gizelle enjoys being just Gizelle and being free and
not answering to anyone.
Yes,
I get that.
I do. So one day, I might be in another relationship, but as for right now, what's working for me is not being in one.
Right.
Now, Robyn and I did look up some statistics.
Yes, we did.
As it relates to relationships, because it's very important that people start getting into relationships with their eyes wide open.
Right.
So, we looked up, what did we look up, Robyn? What did we look up? Wait a minute. I'm pulling it up, y'all.
Statistics. I do want to say, I think when you are in a relationship and you really want to make it work and you do come into a situation where there is infidelity, for me, sometimes you do have to break up for things to change.
Yes.
Like as an eye opener for the partner. So that they can't say, if you don't break up and they're like, oh, okay, well, I got away with it, I'm going to get away with it again. I think the breakup helps to make sure that behavior does not happen again. Yes.
And, in both of our situations, we met these guys when they were young and we were young, right? And everybody's human. Everybody needs the ability to grow up and to really figure out what's best for them and what's best for their lives, right? So I think that, sometimes you have to allow space for a man to get there.
Right, because I can say, Juan, the change that needed to happen, and Juan did not happen until I divorced him.
Yes.
So if we had remained married, if we had not gotten divorced, I'd probably be miserable right now.
Right, and I do also want to say that women need to understand that a lot of a man's behavior is based off of how his profession is going. Meaning, if he's always going to be striving to get that right, because that's just the nature of a man. Typically, they are built to be providers. I can speak for experience. I know when I was married, for Jamal, his main focus, his like 90% focus was his job, was his church, was growing and building it. And, to be quite honest, I wasn't the focus. Mm-hmm. I wasn't what was on the forefront of his mind. Now, when we were married, it was great until it wasn't. But just like men are getting their hustle on, women need to get their hustle on too. And I'm going to tell you, I'm going to bring up Candy Burris because I will never forget this. When I met her, we did some sort of something together for Bravo, and I was starting Every Hue, mm-hmm. and then I started dating Sherman, mm-hmm. and she was like, Gizelle, let me tell you something. It was kind of like off the cuff. She was like, don't let your relationship ever stop your hustle, mm-hmm. because a lot of times women get into relationships with men, and then all of a sudden they get comfortable, and they're like, and they, they're in that love mode. They want to stay in the bed and cuddle.
Attention,
yes,
because you're so busy. Right.
They want to stay in the bed and cuddle, but the man gets up, puts his pants on, and goes to work, mm-hmm. and we still like, oh, but I love you and I want to cuddle. No, bitch. No, bitch.
Right.
Get your hustle on.
Right.
But I digress. Okay, we want to give y'all statistics. Okay, so Robyn and I looked up how many people are cheating in relationships.
Right.
And what we came up with, and I don't know where the hell these surveys came from. Okay. Statistics. And so it said that 20% of men cheat.
22%.
22% of men cheat. Now, I did a mental survey in my mind of my girlfriends.
Yeah.
And that number is 100%.
Right.
Okay. Not 20. Okay. I'm just saying.
I mean, I don't want to be like, Petty Patty or Negative Nancy, but this is not right. Who did they interview for this?
I don't know who they asked, but let me tell you something. They asked the wrong people. Now, that's number one. Number two is it says that 40%, I'm sorry, not 40%, 10% of these said cheating infidelities start online. So, ladies, if your man is on his phone and he's on the Twitter and he's on all this social media, and if he's online, I don't know, if he's on the Instagram, check his DMs because he's hitting somebody up. Mm-hmm. I'm just trying to tell you. Mm-hmm. Now, there's that. Now, Robyn, this is what struck me, and this is for me and you, because what I really wanted to know was, when men cheat, do they cheat again?
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
And it said 350% of men that cheat cheat again. 350%.
I don't understand that.
Not 100% of men that cheat again.
350%.
I might be making that up.
I think you are. How can 350% of a group of people?
Let me read my notes.
That's like that one part. So what they're saying is, maybe it's these people cheat 3.5 more times?
It says that if men cheat once, there is a 350% chance that he will cheat again.
Oh, wow.
350% chance?
That's not good. Now, but is that with the same person, or that's just in general?
You know what I'm saying? Like I didn't get involved in that, but I just started thinking about my life, and I said, well, goddamn, somebody should have told me that about 2 years ago. Just saying.
Right.
Just saying.
It would have saved you some time and some heartache.
It would save you some time and energy and money. Now, but that's real, though. And that's real for you as well.
Right. And I think, who knows why men cheat, or what makes them stop cheating, or what makes them change from a cheater to a non-cheater. Mm-hmm. I think a lot of it is just growth. I think a lot of it is, going through experiences where maybe they're hindsight, they look back, they lost someone because they cheated on them, and they're like, man, I messed that up. That was like my wife, that was going to be my forever.
Right.
And I lost her. So then when they get in their next relationship, they don't want to, and they have a good woman that they really love and appreciate, they don't want to lose her.
Right.
So it's like sometimes, when you're leaving that man because he cheated, you're actually setting up the next woman for a better man.
Okay, so I just want y'all to know something, because I don't think I've ever shared this. Every dude that I've ever broken up with, and I've broken up with a lot.
Oh God, do they get married?
Their next girlfriend they married. Their very next girlfriend, they married them. Okay, and I kind of at first I was like, well, damn, this is weird. But actually, I take that as like a badge of but not a
like
badge
you
of
helped
courage.
him get there.
Yes.
You helped him get to that point where he's ready to be married.
Yes, I whipped that dude into shape for the next woman. So ladies, y'all send me some gifts, okay? Because I done hooked a whole lot of y'all up, okay? Now,
they don't even know.
They don't even know. Okay, no, they know. They know that the last girlfriend was Gizelle.
Right.
They're clear on that. I get daggers and stares all over the place when I walk down the streets. Now, anyway, listen.
Wait, I think this statistic is interesting.
Okay.
It says 36% of cheaters have affairs with their coworkers. And I believe that. I believe that. I mean, because you're spending so much time with each other. You're spending more time at work and more, just you're going through work issues and
right. You have a commonality, which is the job.
Yes. And I believe that. And so I remember when I used to work, I even though I was in the NBA, like I still would, try to find jobs when I could or whatever. So I worked an office job and I would go to lunch every day with the same group of guys. Every day.
Juan, are you hearing this?
oh, he knew because he would be like, "You had lunch again?" Like, who you with? Like he did not like that at all.
Right.
Like, it would drive him bonkers that I would go to lunch with the same group of guys. And I'm like, dude, chill out. But I get it because I think in his mind's going crazy. Like, oh my God, you're at work, you're hanging out, you're spending all this quality time with these people.
Yeah.
But it used to drive me crazy. And I'm like,
okay, but wait, did any of the guys try to hit on you?
No, but they would, say nice things.
They was flirty.
Yes.
Okay, so another statistic is 13, so we already established, it said that 20% of men cheat. We think that's a lie. We think it's 100%. But 13% of women cheat. Now, if 20% of men are cheating, they cheating with women, right? So I don't understand these statistics, but I get it. Like women,
I feel like I believe the women. I feel like it might be a little bit low, but I feel like maybe it'd be like 20% of women.
No, I think women is 40%. I'm gonna tell you why. Whatever the statistic is for men, women is double. Women know how to cover their tracks better than men. Okay, so I feel like women do stuff and they take it to the grave. Women know how to cover their tracks.
I wouldn't know anything about that.
Women know how to make sure that they clear the history on their phone. Mm-hmm. They clear the history on their navigation in their car. Am I telling them myself?
You are. I will say I did get caught. You know what I did?
Ooh, what did Robyn do?
I'm about to give you a tip. I'm sure y'all probably already know this tip. So I had a person I was talking to. This is during a rocky moment.
Okay, wait a minute. Were you with Juan or not?
We were together.
They were together, but Robyn said, I do me.
But I had enough, okay?
She said, I gotta do me,
yeah,
okay?
I had enough. Mm-hmm. So I had a person I was talking to, and I changed his name to a female's name.
In your phone?
In my phone.
Yeah, Robyn, that's an old news.
Everybody, old news?
Yes.
I mean,
you know how many people I got in my phone as Sally and Jill and Mary and Teresa?
Somebody just learned something, okay?
Okay, so wait a minute. So when you said you jumped out there, were you cheating on Juan? Were you having sex with this man?
No. We probably would have gotten there. Okay. But we were just communicating, and he found out, and Juan
found out.
Yeah.
Okay.
Juan found out, and it wasn't. He didn't want to. Okay. So he found out. He didn't want to like break up or anything, but it was an eye opener for him.
Right.
Because at that point I'm like, you're not giving me the attention that I need or that I want.
Okay.
So that was an eye opener for him. But this was like years and years and years ago, and he like still will never forget that.
So note to ladies. Men want to do what they want to do, but they damn sure don't want you doing what you want to do. And the quickest way to get a man to get himself together is for him to think you doing something else.
Exactly.
Yes.
Exactly.
And I feel like actually when Jamal and I broke up, that's what happened. Like he'd be outside like waiting for me to drive off. I lived in this apartment and it had a garage. He'd be waiting outside the garage like, where's she going?
Right.
What's she going to see? What's she going to do?
They cannot handle it. They can't, and it's such a double standard. It's so crazy. It's like, okay, y'all can do what you want. You can run around. It's like, okay, especially if you have kids. If we have kids, okay, I got to come home. I got to be with my kids. But the man, he can just be like, all right, well, I'm going to play the video game. I'm going to, play basketball. I'm going to do this. What? Why is that? Why can't you just come and go as you please? And I can't. So I'm like, oh, know. How would you like it if I was just like, okay, well, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that, I'm gonna
right,
do
right. I totally.
It's such a double standard.
It's a huge double standard. We have to understand that men are babies. Their egos are easily fragiled. Fragiled? I think I made up a word. Their egos are easily fragiled. Is that no? Or easily broken?
Sure, broken.
Okay. and I if you're not stroking their fractured, yeah, easily fractured. Yes, okay. Yes. There we go. They always want their ego stroked. They always want to feel like they're so very important. They're so needed. They're so wanted. But let them think you're getting attention from somebody else. Let me tell you something. So, ladies, you heard it from me first. If you're in a relationship, and even if that relationship is amazing, that is your boo, he's got your back, and you rightly so have his back, that's your main man, and y'all are doing the doggone thing. Every now and again, go on and put that freakum dress on, put them high heels on, call all of your girlfriends and let him know that you've called all of your girlfriends and y'all are going out. And do not come home until the sun comes up, okay? Just do it. And let me tell you something, that's just a little check-in, it's just a little let him know, like, don't get froggy, buddy, because other people are out here who think I am sexy. He needs to know that at all times.
And when you come home, he is going to be like, you had a good time.
Let me tell you, I think I can say this. So, I have a good girlfriend, Erica Lyles, and Kevin, and I think they won't mind me telling this story. But one day I was coming into New York just to hang out and with a couple girlfriends. And, Erica told Kevin, like, we're going to hang out. It's girls' night out. He was like, all right. So he was like, what y'all need? So we actually needed for him to get us a VIP section in the club.
Right.
So he, Kevin Lyles, Mr. Kevin Lyles, he goes into the club. When we got there, he came, he paid for everything. He talked to all the security guards. He was like, take care of them. He put down the black card. So we were like free to do us for the night. Okay.
With some strings attached.
It was kind of, because clearly he probably didn't pay some people to take pictures of us, but whatever. So long story short, we didn't expect the night to go this way. Long story short, it went the way of Erica Lyles didn't get home until the sun came up. God. It was literally like 5:30 in the morning. So the funny part about it was I had let's say a 7 a.m. flight. So I literally went to the hotel, packed my bags, and went straight to the airport. And as I'm at the airport, I get a call from Kevin and Erica. Ooh. And the call went a little something like this. Because Kevin, if he really wants to talk to me, he calls me from Erica's phone. Okay. So when I look at it, it says Erica, but then when I press answer, it's Kevin's. It's Kevin. Okay. So she's sitting there right there with him, and he was like, really? This what we doing?
Oh my God.
She said, this is what we doing? Oh so I've been home all night. My wife didn't get home until the sun came up.
It was your fault?
I mean, no. It was the collective fault of girls' night out. But you know what? That was cool for me to know that, not cool, but it was like a good, every now and again, you got to let these dudes know.
Oh, for
that
sure.
A, they are married to a hot girl.
Yes.
That B, they can go out and have fun and tear the club up. Yes. And C, they going to come home when they come home.
And trust me, when you're out, their mind is going crazy.
Oh, yeah.
Their imagination is running wild. They are like, she is being lifted, someone is lifting her, and she's straddling his face, and there's humping on the floor. Oh my God.
And you know what? These guys are tormenting themselves when we're out and having our hot girl fun, but we're not thinking about them.
Right.
We're just having fun.
Right. Meanwhile, the phone is in the purse, and they done FaceTimed and called 20 times. So they ready to, call the police because they're scared to think you're missing.
Yes.
They know you're really not.
And then let me tell you what they do. So there'll be like I say, it's 5 girlfriends. The single hot girl is posting all night on her Instagram. So
they're following.
Yeah. So all the husbands are scrolling through, trying to see, oh my gosh, in the background, who's that dude? In the background corner, who's that dude? So, long story short, ladies, do not lose yourself in whatever relationship that you're in. Make sure you maintain your strength, your independence, your self-worth, because it can easily get wrapped up into him. I'm going to tell you right now that I did it. You know, I was in a shadow. You know, Jamal Bryant is a huge personality, a huge figure. Any room he walks in, he sucks out all the air. And I didn't have my own sense of who I am and who I want to be. So, you know, I tell my children, don't date an athlete,
right,
Robyn,
or a mega pastor,
or a mega pastor. Those two things, check, or a rapper, check.
Yeah.
But make sure that no matter what, you always maintain who and what you are. And that gets confusing sometimes because we all want to grow and develop, right? We all want to strive to greatness. But make sure that whatever relationship you're in, if he's not helping you get to your individual greatness, you need to leave.
That's a word.
Because he will suck it out of you.
Right. If your man is not cheering you on, if he's not supporting you, if he's not encouraging you, no, he ain't for you.
He's not for you. He's not for you.
But I will say, like I said, sometimes you do have to split up.
Yep.
But break up, file for divorce, move on. That's not to say that you'll never get back together, but sometimes they need, you know, that smack on the head to wake themselves up and realize what they had and how to be a better man for that person that you are becoming or that you are destined to be.
Yeah. And let's be clear, you know, break up or make up. I mean, the reality of it is relationships are tough. It's a everyday journey. I feel like, yes, Jamal and I, we broke up our marriage based off of, you know, infidelity. But if that had not happened, I always think, you know, because I was being swallowed in this marriage, would I have eventually snapped and wanted to leave because that's just not, it was sucking out who I am and who I feel I could become. Yeah. I don't know, but he and I both say that us getting a divorce was the best thing that ever happened to him and to me individually.
Right.
But, you know, of course, we have 3 beautiful kids, so it was all worth it in the end. And I feel like God don't make no mistakes.
No, he sure doesn't.
No.
He sure does not. But it would be nice if we could, you know, figure out how to reduce the divorce rate, how to keep families together.
Yes.
But it's hard. It's hard.
It's hard. I always say that relationships are work. And unfortunately, for me, sometimes I just throw my hands in the air and give up and I don't want to work. You know, I was saying this recently to one of our girlfriends and you were there. And she said she's been married for she's been married for 2 years. But she's been with this guy for about 7 years. And she said, I don't ever feel like our relationship is work. And everybody else in the room was like, wait on it.
Right.
Wait on it because it's coming. And not to say that work is a bad thing.
Exactly.
But you got to work to make sure that you're happy, that he's happy, that collectively y'all are happy. The kids come, that derails things. I mean, it's tough.
Indeed. Right. And you grow and you evolve.
Yes.
And, you know, sometimes you grow apart. But that doesn't mean that's the end of your relationship. When you grow apart, you got to figure out, okay, well, how can I grow with that person?
Yes.
And meet them where they are and adapt and change. And so it's a lot of give and take.
It is.
It's a lot of, you know, I always say, you know, no human is perfect.
Right.
And so I think sometimes when people do mess up, people get so angry about what that person did to them.
Yep.
But I always say, that person, because they're not perfect, would have done that to anyone. So you always have to take out like the personal feeling, like he hurt me. Like, no, he would have hurt anyone because he's not where he should be in life, or because, you know, he would have made this mistake anyway. So I think sometimes when women get so bitter and angry, and then they, you know, cause problems with, you know, seeing the kids, and they want to, you know, retaliate, that's when things get worse. So if you know, this go for a woman or a man, like when the other person hurts you, just realize they're not hurting you intentionally. They're doing it because they're not perfect.
Right.
And when you can remove that element, it helps just in moving forward.
And then also, you know, let's be clear. Like, if you find your dude cheating on you, do you then circle back, and if y'all are going to make it, you know, y'all are going to, you know, go down this journey and go down this test of time, do you set new boundaries? Do you set ultimatums? Do you say, okay, this happened, and in order for us to make it right, I want a trip to the French Riviera, or I want a new pair of shoes, or I want a Cartier bracelet. Like, do you set parameters, guidelines.
That's a Band-Aid. Like, you know, asking for, I mean, that's not, okay, if the guy messed up, like, that's nice if he wants to give you stuff, but that shouldn't be like, okay, just give me this and I'm fine and we can move forward.
But a lot of women do that.
I mean,
is that materialistic?
Yeah.
Oh,
like how does that?
I don't do that. Just for the record, I don't do that. No, I mean, it doesn't solve the problem. You're right. It does put a Band-Aid on it. But do you say, okay, let's do a post-nup. Let's put in writing that if this ever happens again, it's a wrap.
I'm for it.
Right. Now, mind you, speaking of nups, ladies, don't you ever get married. I don't care I don't care if you got $5 and he has 17. Don't you ever get married without a prenup, okay? Because you do not know where this relationship is going financially, and finances are important, and you want to protect yourself if and when you get a divorce. You want to protect yourself, so you want to make sure that that there's no fight. We ain't fighting over money. Like I didn't have a prenup.
Oh, you didn't?
I did not.
Oh, wow.
Because
and so it was a fight.
Yeah, it was a fight.
Okay.
But like I just said, like we didn't have much. Like we grew it all together.
Right.
And it wasn't a fight like over money necessarily. It was a fight over, well, I guess it was over money. Okay, who am I lying? Yes. Okay, so we was fighting over money.
What you fighting over?
Okay, that's why I say the kids. But like, no, it was a fight over money, and I will. That's a never. I will never ever do that to myself again. Mm-hmm. Okay, so that's that.
I mean, that's good advice because you could get married, like you said. You could get married when you're 21 and you're both young and you're growing.
Yes.
And then one of you can turn into a mogul. You can start a company, and then all of a sudden it's a fight. You know. So yeah, it's definitely good to have that stuff up front. And I feel like that makes when there's kids involved, that makes it even harder. You know, to get to a good place when it comes to the kids. It's like you fighting over the money. Now you're being bitter and you're fighting over the kids and
and you also need to understand that marriage, and even just any relationship, it's a transaction. It's you can break it down for it to be like a business transaction, so to speak, right? So you have to decide for yourself, ladies, how many times if you're gonna talk cheating, how many times is too many times? Like, don't just go down this road and say, well, I'm just in a relationship and whatever happens, happens, and I'll just deal with it when it happens. No, you need to set boundaries for yourself. You need to set a precedent for yourself because this is your life. Mm-hmm. Don't ever, and it's going back to that Kevin Liles, he told me, Gizelle, live your movie. Mm-hmm. Don't live no man's movie. This is your life. This is your road. And it's nice if y'all can live the movie together, but don't live somebody else's life. Have your own.
Love that.
Yes. Yeah. He didn't say that at 5 o'clock in the morning when you called me Erica.
Right. Like what I said about living a movie, I didn't mean in the club.
Right. But I mean, just word for the wise. So I think we've given people a lot of stuff to think about.
I know. And like I said, my final word on this, like when we're talking about forgiveness, if you choose to take someone back who cheated, then you chose to take them back. And so don't hold those bitter feelings moving forward. You have to be willing to say, you know what, that happened in the past and we're moving forward from it, so you don't need to bring it up over and over again.
Mm-hmm. You gotta let it go.
Yep. You don't need to be walking around pouting angry. You don't need to be like, well, tell me again what happened. Nope. Mm-hmm. Let it go and move on. If you choose to stay, then let it go.
Yes. I agree with that. Now, I'm not good with that.
Right.
Because I will let you live in purgatory for the rest of your life. Jamal's still in purgatory.
I mean, sometimes it doesn't hurt to remind them what they were capable of.
Yes.
Or, sometimes, like, okay, remember when you did that? Okay, yeah. Sometimes it doesn't hurt to remind them. But I'm saying, like, don't hold on to, like, the bitterness and the pain and the anger because it's not going to help you.
It's not going to help you, and it's not going to help the relationship. And to be honest with you, and I got this from Oprah Winfrey, forgiveness is for you. Forgiveness of what somebody has done to you is for you. It's for your peace. It's for your sanity. Yes, it's great for them to know that you forgive them, but it's really for yourself.
Right. Absolutely.
Okay, so we want to always end any of our podcasts with a reasonable situation and a shady situation. And to be quite honest, Robyn, you should be very proud of me because I was not shady at all in this second episode.
I mean, a little bit.
A little shady?
Yeah, a little bit.
Okay. So, Robyn,
but it was reasonable, so it's fine.
Okay. So, do you want to give because this podcast is about relationships, we wanted to give our reasonable relationships.
Yes.
Okay.
You're going?
Oh, I'm going to give the shady.
Okay, good.
Yes.
Okay, good.
So you can get the reasonable.
So my reasonable relationship goes to Will and Jada Pinkett. They have a wonderful relationship with Will's first wife, who they have a child with. They have a wonderful family unit. It seems like, they're pretty open with their experiences. And I think they are, of course, we don't know every little detail about what happens behind closed doors, but I think what they've shared with us is something for us to all, learn from and grow from and strive to be if you're ever in a situation like that. So,
yes. Yeah, I love that.
Yes.
I love that. Will and Jada, for whatever it's worth, their goals, their relationship goals.
Oh, yeah.
For sure. Okay, so let's talk about some shady couples out here in these streets. So I have actually a couple.
Okay.
I have two.
Okay.
So first I want to say, and I kind of really don't want to say this because she has passed away, but Whitney and Bobby.
Oh.
Okay, and the only reason why I say it's shady because I was hurt when they broke up. I thought they would be together forever because they were both the right kind of crazy, right?
Right.
To make a relationship work with each other.
Okay. Yeah, no. See, I felt like they were almost each other's worst enemy. Like, they weren't good for each other.
Okay, so and that's Robyn's shady take. And then we have Ray J and Princess. Princess found out that she was getting divorced on Instagram.
Yeah, what is it? But now aren't they back together? What is
Are
this
they?
that I feel like I keep hearing a makeup, a breakup, okay, I have an issue when couples just air out their issues on social media.
Yeah, stop it, y'all.
Anyway.
Yes.
Yeah, so we could go down the line, right? Ray J and Princess.
Yes, super shady.
Because the problem is when you let the public into your relationship problems and then you get back with that person, well, the public did not forget about your relationship problems.
Yes, because Ray J, I'm side-eyeing you, sir.
Right.
Side-eyeing you.
So aren't they back together? I don't know.
Who knows? They will always be shady in my eyes.
But that's the same thing like Quavo and Saweetie.
Yes. Quavo, you was talking about taking the Bentley back. Boy, bye.
Right.
Yes. Shady.
I had love for you. I mean...
I was going to make you my wife.
Right.
Yes.
But then when people comment, you don't want to hear it but you should let us all in. Anyway.
All right. We are out of here. We absolutely love you guys. Thank you so much for tuning in to Reasonably Shady. Next week, we're probably going to be talking about...
We're going to be talking about confidence.
Yes.
Overconfidence. Is confidence a killer when it comes to relationships, romantic relationships and friendships.
And professional relationships.
And professional relationships. So, and at some point we're going to start taking viewer advice questions.
Yes, indeed. So look out for that on social media. Because we want to know what you are thinking, what you're feeling, and we're going to answer them shady questions that y'all got.
All right, girl. Yes, we will.
Yes, indeed. Yes. So, all right. Bye. See you later. Bye. Until next week.
Thanks for listening.
Woo!
All right.
Okay. Sure, child.
Okay. Can you get the last